Hey everybody, welcome back to Calibrate Tools, and today we're going to talk about one of my favorite tools ever, and that's the oscillating multi-tool. So consider hitting that subscribe button because when it comes to tools, you're guaranteed to get great content every time. Now, what I love the most about this tool is its versatility. Well, I guess that's why they call it a multi-tool, right? This baby has so many uses and applications all in one tool, it's ridiculous. For example, you can use this to saw something, or you can use this. You can use sandpaper to hand sand this piece of wood here, for example. Or you can use this. And you know how you gotta sometimes get that nasty stuff off the floor, or you gotta get the paint off the walls and you gotta use one of these? And if you're doing a big project, make sure you got good technique and a bottle of water so you won't die of exhaustion. So you can either use this or you can use this. Now, like I said before, a multi-tool superpower is its versatility. And the key to a multi-tool's versatility is this right here. And that's called its universal interface. Now, the universal interface allows a variety of accessories to be attached or fitted to the tool for various applications. So let's talk about some of these accessories. Now here, I've compiled at least 5 different accessories that the multi-tool accommodates. Some of them have one purpose, some of them have multiple purposes. So let's talk about them. Now this one right here is used for sawing or cutting through materials like wood and metal. And sometimes you have those screws or nails that stick out of the wood that are pretty stubborn and get in the way. You can use this to cut through those as well. You can also use it to cut through tile, rebar, cement backer board, and other heavy-duty applications. Now this one here, that's shaped like a semicircle, also cuts through thin wood and plastics as well, and non-ferrous metals. Now non-ferrous metals are metals like aluminum, copper, lead, tin, nickel, and brass, as well as zinc, okay? It can cut through those as well, and that's why it's so useful. And the semicircle shape, I would think, allows you to make turns much easier when cutting. Now this one right here is the scraper. Remember when I was talking about having to scrape floors and walls, you know, to get the paint off or to get the crud off the ground? For example, if you just stripped your carpet and you're gonna put vinyl down or you're gonna put new carpet down and you want the subfloor, whether it's concrete slab or whatever, to be clean, you can use this to scrape off all the hard adhesives that's left on the floor from the old carpet, and anything that you need to scrape off, you can use this. Now if you notice here, this right here is a dual interface, meaning that it can interface with different multi-tools. Now this right here is a sanding pad, and this is the interface obviously, but if you flip it over, it has a Velcro surface here that accommodates a sanding paper pad. And as you can see, that's a sandpaper, and it has a sort of cloth furry backing that you stick to the surface of the sanding pad. And there you have it. You have your sanding pad interface. Now this outstanding looking accessory here that's shaped like a teardrop with the regal borders is used to cut through grout or tile, stone tile or ceramics, and stands out from the others, doesn't it? Now, it's important to note that these accessories are usually made of a carbide material. And what's carbide? Carbide is a compound made of tungsten metal and carbon. And they're also known as hard metals. And they also have what's called high hardness and high hot hardness, which makes them very, very useful for cutting through metal and very hard materials. Now the tool itself, it's pretty basic. You have right here the on-off switch, okay? And down here, you have what's called the variable speed control on this model, and that controls the speed and power of the oscillation of the blade or accessory that you're using. And up here, you have what's called the clip wrench, and you use this to attach or detach your accessories. So let's get right into that. Okay, so in order to install your accessories, the first thing you want to do is remove what's called the clip wrench. And that's this right here that sits in this slot in front of the tool here. And you just simply push it out, take it out of its slot. And it's pretty much just an Allen wrench. And once you take it out of its slot, it reveals this right here, which is a nut, the head of a nut that's shaped for an Allen wrench. And you take your clip wrench and stick it in there, and you turn it anti-clockwise. And if you notice while I'm doing that, this portion is coming out. Now this right here is called the flange. Okay, so we're gonna put that to the side right now. So once you take the flange out, that's gonna reveal the universal interface. Can you guys see that? That's what we've been talking about this whole time. All right. Okay, so I removed the flange completely to show you guys how the universal interface looks. It gives you guys a good visual on that. So what you do is you take your accessory, which has its own slots or interface, and it interfaces with the tool's interface. You just place it over the interface like that. And it just fits in there and locks in. Now, it's important to know that the flange is what holds it in. So let's get right to it. Now that you guys got a good visual of how the accessory interfaces with the tool, you don't necessarily have to take the flange all the way out of the tool to install the accessory. As a matter of fact, it's best if you don't. So let's go ahead and show you how you install an accessory easier. So you take your clip wrench and you loosen the flange. Notice how it's opening up here. Now, once again, you don't want to open it up to the point where the flange will fall out, because that's exactly what's going to happen. You just open it up enough where it's still attached to the tool and gives you enough space, which is not much to install an accessory. So we have it open here now. So you take your accessory and you stick it in. Matter of fact, we need to open it up a little more. Okay, so you take your accessory and you stick it in. Once you feel that the accessory locks onto the interface, you press the flange down to hold it in place. And then you take your clip wrench, turn it clockwise to tighten it. That tightens the flange down onto the accessory and onto the tool itself. So you tighten it down, give it a good tug there, clockwise to make sure it's real tight, and you're good to go. Now for me, the multi-tool has proven itself valuable in so many situations. For example, when installing laminate flooring or vinyl flooring and you need to cut under the door jambs so you can slide your vinyl or laminate under there, instead of using this, an undercut saw, use a multi-tool. Or when installing sink cabinets or vanities in a bathroom and you have the P-trap sticking out from the wall and you need a hole in the back of that cabinet, well, the multi-tool proved pretty useful in making that hole. So whatever you want to use it for, a multi-tool is great to have in your arsenal. It saves time and a lot of headaches. With any power tool, you always want to read the instruction manual for any hints on using your tool or equipment properly. And always remember, never use water or chemical cleaners to clean your tool. Always use a dry cloth. And if necessary, blow it out once a week with dry, hot air to get all the dust out. And I can't stress enough, always wear safety glasses and use gloves and a mask if necessary when handling these things. Okay guys, today you learned the basics of a multi-tool and all the accessories that it accommodates and their uses. So if you learned something today, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and leave a comment about what you learned, and I'll see you in the next video.